Chapter 2854. What? Someone has cultivated the ancient god body? Lu Ming was shocked. Lu Ming did not expect that there would be others who had cultivated the ancient god body apart from him. That's right. As far as I know, there are 4 people who have cultivated the ancient god body. One of them is a divine prince from the imperishable sword sect, one of the holy sons from the alien demon academy, one of the peerless geniuses from the flaming tribe, and the last one is my 7th brother. Bing Qing said, there are actually 4 people who have cultivated the ancient god body. Lu Ming was also secretly amazed by this. Lu Ming knew how difficult it was to cultivate the ancient god body. Even he himself had to go through a series of coincidences, coupled with the help of the quantifying character formula and the bone demon to finally succeed. The fact that the 4 of them were able to cultivate the ancient god body meant that their talents, luck, and opportunities were definitely top-notch. From their names, he knew that the 2 people from the Mystic Academy and the invincible Kenzo who had cultivated the ancient god body were both divine sons. Those who could be called divine sons were people who had mastered divine-grade divine powers. At the same time, Lu Ming secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Since others could cultivate the ancient god body, he would not have to worry about using the ancient god body in the future. If others could cultivate it, he could cultivate it too. At this moment, there was a burst of cheers from the base of the Ice Soul clan. Then, a few figures flew toward Bing Qing and Lu Ming at a high speed. What's going on? Bing Qing asked. 9th young lord, there's good news. The gate is open and the exit has appeared. We can go out now. One of them said happily. The gate is open. Bing Qing's eyes lit up. She was also ecstatic. That's right. We just received news that the gate is open. Many people are already heading toward the gate. One of them reported. Come, let's go out too. Bing Qing said hurriedly. Needless to say, the divine king of the Ice Soul clan had already ordered everyone to leave. The members of the Ice Soul clan flew toward the exit like a swarm of locusts. He had stayed in this world for dozens of years. During these dozens of years, he had lived in fear and trepidation every day. His life was in danger at every moment. Especially now that they had been defeated, the descendants of the ancient god clan could come to kill them at any time. Now that the gate was open, everyone was excited and couldn't wait to leave. When Lu Ming and the others arrived, the huge vortex in the sky had reappeared. It floated in the air and slowly rotated. Countless figures flew into the whirlpool and disappeared. In just a short while, more than half of the people had entered the exit. Ouyang Qingxiang Yu Linglong. Lu Ming looked around and saw Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others rushing into the vortex. Lu Ming rejoiced in his heart. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others were fine, so he was relieved. Brother Bing, I'll take my leave first. After bidding farewell to Bing Qing, Lu Ming shot into the air and followed Ouyang Qingxiang's group into the vortex. The world spun, and a moment later, Lu Ming discovered that he was back on the ancient god planet. Nearby, he flew out of the Bronze Gate. The Bronze Gate. The moment he saw the Bronze Gate, Lu Ming thought of the red copper coffin and then the altar that sealed the soul of the ancient god. After eating the bronze piece of the altar, Qiuqiu had fallen into a deep slumber, and no one knew when it would wake up. But even if Qiuqiu woke up, it wouldn't be able to eat the Bronze Gate. Many god kings were watching the gate. Lu Ming. Saint. At this moment, a few happy voices could be heard. Then, a few figures flew toward Lu Ming. They were Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, Wu Zifeng, and Hai, and Lu Chang. Zhao Feng was nowhere to be seen. It's great that you're all fine. Lu Ming also smiled. Sacred son, alas, Zhao Feng is dead. Lu Chang sighed. Zhao Feng's dead? What happened? Lu Ming hurriedly asked. And Hai, Zhao Feng, and Lu Chang were the first 3 from the Kongxian school to join Lu Ming. Lu Ming valued them quite a bit. It was the great Sky Saint's son. He was the one who killed Zhao Feng. Some time ago, we were defeated by the ancient god race, so we scattered and fled back to the base. As we approached the base, we ran into the great Sky Saint's son. He suddenly attacked us and killed Zhao Feng. And Hai said angrily, Tianhong, Lu Ming's body suddenly emitted a terrifying killing intent. Lu Ming, I'm sorry. I wanted to stop you, but it was too late. Ouyang Qingxiang said. It's none of your business. Lu Ming waved his hand. With the heavenly Hong Saint Sun's cultivation and battle prowess, even Ouyang Qingxiang would find it difficult to stop him if he suddenly wanted to kill someone. Tianhong, you're truly seeking death. Lu Ming's eyes shone with cold light as he asked, Where is Tianhong? The chilling killing intent radiating from Lu Ming's body made Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others tremble. Lu Ming, don't be rash. Even if we find Tianhong now, we can't do anything to him, Ouyang Qingxiang said. Yes. That's right, sacred son. We must take revenge for Zhao Feng, but not now. And Hai also advised. Tianhong, where is he? Lu Ming's eyes chilled as he asked, his voice resolute and unquestionable. The great Sky Saint's son had attacked him time and time again, wanting to kill him. Lu Ming had wanted to kill him for some time now. Now that the great Sky Saint's son had killed Lu Ming's killing intent toward the great Sky Saint's son had reached its peak. He would avenge this grudge now. Seeing Lu Ming like this, and Hai and Lu Chang hesitated for a moment before pointing in a certain direction. I just saw the great Sky Saint's son leading people in that direction. Very good. Lu Ming coldly said as he stepped into the air and charged in that direction. Let's go. Let's follow. Ouyang Qingxiang grimaced and hastily called for several people to follow. In her mind, although Lu Ming's talent was frightening, he was still no match for the great Sky Saint's son. After flying for a while, they arrived at a mountain. There were around 7 or 8 people on this mountain. Lu Ming scanned the area, but he did not see the great Sky Saint's son. However, these people were all from the Tenho Seiko faction, as Lu Ming had seen a few of them before. Boom! Lu Ming charged over, his powerful aura pressing down on the mountain. Lu Ming! It's Lu Ming! Those people on the mountain also saw Lu Ming, and their eyes flashed with murderous intent. Tell me, where is great Sky Saint's son? Lu Ming asked coldly. He stood on the mountain peak, looking down at them. Lu Ming, you are really bold. This is the ancient god planet, not the Kongxian school. How dare you look for the saint? An old man sneered. Let me ask you, where is great Sky Saint's son? Lu Ming asked again. Brat, what's with your attitude? How dare you talk to me like this? Get down here and kneel down. The old man shouted coldly. His aura surged and condensed into a large hand that grabbed at Lu Ming. Chapter 2855. The old man from the Tenho Seiko faction gathered a giant hand and grabbed at Lu Ming. They were not in the Kongxian school, so he had no scruples. Lu Ming was courting death by coming to them. Besides, he was treating them with such a superior attitude. How stupid! He wanted to make Lu Ming kneel in front of him and kill Lu Ming. He was a third-level celestial god. Wouldn't it be a piece of cake to deal with Lu Ming? Stop it! Meanwhile, Ouyang Qingxiang and the others had arrived. Ouyang Qingxiang yelled and was about to lend Lu Ming a hand. However, Lu Ming was quicker than her. Buzz! A long spear appeared in Lu Ming's hand, which he swung forward. A giant spear glow burst out and fired at the giant hand that the old man had gathered. Bang! The spear glow collided with the giant hand. The giant hand shuddered vigorously before crumbling into pieces. The spear glow continued to press down on the old man. You! The old man was astounded. He did not expect the giant hand that he had gathered with his third-layer heaven god realm cultivation was shattered by Lu Ming's spear. Mountain-shattering hand. The elder let out a furious roar and unleashed all his divine power. He unleashed a divine skill and blasted out a few consecutive palms. A huge palm print blasted toward Lu Ming. There was a violent explosion before it managed to block Lu Ming's attack. However, Lu Ming had already executed his second attack. Sky-shattering! At this moment, Lu Ming had already activated the quadruple combat power and executed the apocalyptic 3 strikes. A bright spear gleam burst forth and charged toward the elder. The dazzling spear light was like a meteor from outer space, piercing through all of the old man's defenses. Then, The spear light pierced through his body and nailed him to the ground. The old man was not dead yet. He let out a cry of agony as he was nailed to the ground by the spear. At the same time, he was deeply astonished. He was still no match against Lu Ming when he attacked with his full strength. Lu Ming was able to suppress Lu Ming's strength. Had Lu Ming's strength reached such a level? The others, including Ouyang Qingxiang and the others, were stunned too. They did not expect Lu Ming to be so strong. The scene had completely exceeded their expectations. However, Ouyang Qingxiang soon reacted. She stood on the mountain with a flicker and unleashed a powerful aura, suppressing the others from Tianhong faction. They did not dare to move. The strongest among them was only a 4th-layer Heaven God Realm cultivator. They were no match against Ouyang Qingxiang. "Speak, Tianhong, where is he?" Lu Ming asked again in a cold voice. "Holy Sun, the Holy Sun has already returned to the profound sky sect. The old Tianhong, the sun. I went back first." "Very well, I'll send you on your way," Lu Ming said coldly. "No," the old man roared and struggled. However, Lu Ming's spear shook and a terrifying energy burst out from the old man's body. Bang! The old man's body was torn into pieces and he died on the spot. The others from Tianhong faction were pale and they were drenched in cold sweat. They were afraid that Lu Ming would kill them too. "Get lost!" Lu Ming waved his hand and put away his long spear, shouting coldly. "Yes, yes, yes." The few of them nodded and bowed as though they had just been pardoned. Then they ran away in a sorry state. "Let's go. Let's return to Kongxian School," Lu Ming said. Having said that, he soared into the sky. Ouyang Qingxiang and the rest glanced at one another before following Lu Ming and soaring into the sky. Lu Ming took out the space battleship in the sky. The group boarded the space battleship and flew to another planet with a teleportation formation. "Lu Ming, are you going back to look for Tianhong?" Ouyang Qingxiang couldn't help but ask in the space battleship. "Why not?" Lu Ming said. "Lu Ming, Tianhong is not an ordinary person. His combat strength is far beyond an ordinary person. He's not that easy to deal with," Ouyang Qingxiang explained. "Has his cultivation base improved in the past few years? What's his current cultivation base?" Lu Ming asked again. "He should still be a level 4 heavenly god, but he has reached the peak of level 4 heavenly god," Ouyang Qingxiang said. "If he's still a level 4 heavenly god, then it's easy. Let's go back and kill Tianhong." Lu Ming laughed. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others looked at each other, not knowing why Lu Ming was so confident. Although Lu Ming's combat power was very strong and he could easily crush a 3rd-level celestial god expert, Lu Ming was not a match for him. However, the Tianhong saint was not an ordinary person. He could kill a level 3 heavenly god with one move. Soon, they arrived at a planet near the ancient god planet. They then took the teleportation formation and rushed back to the Kongxian School. As soon as they arrived at the Kongxian School, Lu Ming went to the Tianhong saint's residence. Like Ouyang Qingxiang, the Tianhong saint's residence was also a huge mountain. There were many magnificent palaces built on it. There were many people from the Tenho Seiko faction guarding this mountain. "Who's there?" As soon as Lu Ming and the others approached, they were discovered by the people from the Tenho Seiko faction. "It's Lu Ming and Saintess Qingxiang." Then, a group of people recognized Lu Ming and the others. "Where's Tianhong? Ask him to come out." Lu Ming stood in the air and shouted. "Lu Ming, how dare you?" One of the people from the Tenho Seiko faction was furious. "Shut up. Tianhong, come out and face your death." Lu Ming's roar was like thunder. His voice reverberated around the area. "That's Lu Ming." Lu Ming dared to provoke the saint. "He's courting death. He must be tired of living." Lu Ming's voice alerted the other people from the Tenho Seiko faction. Many of them flew out from the buildings and stared at Lu Ming maliciously. Many of them mocked him. "Lu Ming!" At this moment, a cold voice was heard. A young man stepped out from a luxurious palace and stood in the air. He was emitting cold killing intent. The Tianhong saint had appeared. "Tianhong, you're really here. Very good," Lu Ming said coldly. "Hee hee, Lu Ming, you're really lucky. You didn't die in such an environment." I have to admire your luck. Now, why are you looking for me? The Tianhong saint sneered. He then looked at Anhai, Lu Zhang, and the others and said, "Oh, by the way, I killed one of your men. You're not here to avenge him, right? Ha." After saying that, the Tianhong saint laughed exaggeratedly. "I'm now officially challenging you to a battle of life and death. Do you dare to accept?" Lu Ming said word by word. His voice spread far and wide. The scene quieted down. Everyone looked at Lu Ming in a daze. Lu Ming actually wants to challenge the Tianhong saint to a battle of life and death? Many people thought they had heard wrongly. What was Lu Ming's cultivation level? He was only a true god. He could become a saint because the sect leader made an exception for him. Now, he actually wanted to challenge the Tianhong saint to a battle of life and death? A true god? Lu Ming, don't be impulsive. Ouyang Qingxiang hurriedly transmitted a message to Lu Ming. At the same time, Yu Linglong, Wu Zifeng, and Hai, and the others also transmitted messages to Lu Ming, advising Lu Ming not to be impulsive. P.S. Readers, I'm the shepherd boy Tingzhu. I recommend a free app that supports downloading, listening to books, zero ads, and multiple reading modes. Readers, please follow. Chapter 2856. Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others all believed that Lu Ming had challenged the Skybright Saint's son in a fit of rage over Zhao Feng's death. And Hai and Lu Chang were both extremely moved. How could they not be moved by someone treating a subordinate like this? They silently swore to themselves that they would serve Lu Ming to the death. Okay, I agree. The Skybright Saint's son himself paused for a moment before immediately responding. What a joke! How could he miss such a good chance to kill Lu Ming? He immediately agreed, afraid that Lu Ming would go back on his word. Okay. Lu Ming nodded. He took out a piece of paper, forced out a strand of blood, and wrote the words, "Life and Death Dual Scroll." He then signed his name. With a wave of his hand, the Life and Death Dual Scroll flew toward the Skybright Saint's son. The Skybright Saint's son received it, a hint of confusion in his eyes. Lu Ming's decisiveness and calmness made him feel a little uneasy. So what? He's still a true God realm cultivator who only joined the sect 100-some years ago. How strong can he be? I'm overthinking it. The Skybright Saint's son shook his head, dispelling the uneasiness in his heart. He then forced out a strand of blood and signed his name on the Life and Death Dual Scroll. Lu Ming waved his hand, putting away the Life and Death Dual Scroll, and said, "Skybright, in 3 days, let's fight to the death on the life and death arena." After saying this, Lu Ming turned and left. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others followed Lu Ming. Lu Ming, are you confident? Ouyang Qingxiang quietly messaged Lu Ming. 80%. Lu Ming replied. Ouyang Qingxiang's beautiful eyes flashed. Lu Ming actually had an 80% chance of defeating the Skybright Saint's son. This shocked her. She could see that Lu Ming must have had a fortuitous encounter that allowed him to reach rank 8 True God. However, the difference between an rank 8 True God and the Skybright Saint's son was still too great. Could Lu Ming really cross such a great distance and fight with the Skybright Saint's son? The eyes of Ouyang Qingxiang and the others were filled with anticipation. Lu Ming, I will definitely kill you in 3 days. The Tianhong saint waved his sleeves and returned to the palace. Not long after, news of the life and death battle between Lu Ming and the Heavenly Hong Saint spread throughout the Kongxian school like a whirlwind. The entire Kongxian school was shaken, and it set off a huge uproar. Hearing this news, countless people were dumbfounded. Lu Ming is going to have a battle to the death with the Heavenly Hong Saint? Was this for real? Does he want to die? It's definitely true. They've already signed the agreement for a duel to the death. We'll fight in 3 days. Lu Ming is crazy, isn't he? Isn't he courting death? Who knows? Let's wait for a good show in 3 days. I'm afraid that the number of holy sons and holy daughters in Kongxian school will soon be reduced to 7. Many people were discussing in shock, but the public opinion was almost one-sided. They thought that Lu Ming was overestimating himself. Decades ago, when the sect leader had just conferred Lu Ming as the holy son, Lu Ming had displayed his combat strength. At that time, He was only able to fight with the experts on the True God list. How far was the True God list from the Heavenly Hong Saint's combat strength? Many people would not be able to surpass it in their lifetime, let alone decades. In Kongxian school, the experts of the various sects, holy sons and holy daughters had all returned from the ancient god planet and were paying attention to this matter. Many elders even came out of seclusion to watch the battle between the holy sons. Just like that, 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. 3 days later, the Kongxian school's life and death battle ring was surrounded by people. Kongxian school's outer sect disciples, outer sect deacons, and outer sect elders. The number of inner sect disciples, inner sect deacons, and inner sect elders added up to more than 100,000 people. A sea of people had come to watch this great battle. This life and death battle was of great significance. One of the holy sons was destined to fall. If the Heavenly Hong Saint won and killed Lu Ming, then the Kongxian school structure would return to the past, with 5 holy sons, 2 holy daughters, and 7 major factions. And if Lu Ming won, then the structure of the Kongxian school would change drastically. Lu Ming would rise strongly, and many people would join Lu Ming's faction. Lu Ming would suppress the other holy sons and holy daughters, and even compete with the supreme holy sons. Not only these people, but almost all the other holy sons and holy daughters had come, but they were hiding in the dark. Who do you think will win, Heavenly Hong or Lu Ming? Holy son Ji Xia asked the other holy sons and holy daughters. Needless to say, it must be Heavenly Hong. More than 50 years ago, Heavenly Hong and I went to stop him in the ancient god world, but he didn't even dare to fart. He only survived with the help of Ouyang Qingxiang. Do you think he can fight Heavenly Hong? I think he had some fortuitous encounter in the ancient god world, and his strength increased. That's why he's so confident. Just wait for his death. Fuko Seiko sneered. The other holy sons and holy daughters were deep in thought. The Heavenly Hong Saint is here. Someone shouted. Then, everyone saw a group of people walking in the air. The person in the lead was the Heavenly Hong Saint. He was dressed in luxurious clothes and looked mighty and domineering. Behind him, there was a group of experts. Many of them were inner sect elders. A vast and majestic aura filled the air. It was awe-inspiring. The Heavenly Hong Saint stepped out first and landed on the life and death battle ring. Lu Ming is here. Someone shouted again. In another direction, Lu Ming came within Hai and Lu Chang. Compared to the Heavenly Hong Saint, the scene was too shabby. A holy son only has 2 subordinates. What a joke. When he's killed by the Heavenly Hong Saint, he'll only have 2 subordinates. He'll set a record for the Kongxian school. Ha! Some people who had a grudge with Lu Ming mocked him. Lu Ming sneered. Let's see if these people can still laugh after a while. Lu Ming stepped out and landed on the battle ring. Lu Ming, you really dare to come? Very good, very good. The Heavenly Hong Saint stared at Lu Ming with a sinister gaze. Very good indeed. Cut the crap. Make your move. Lu Ming sneered. Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. The Heavenly Hong Saint's eyes turned ferocious. His body began to swell, and scales covered his body as he transformed into a dragon man. Sun Dragon Claw. The Heavenly Hong Saint shouted. He took a step forward and swept toward Lu Ming like a gust of wind. His claws were no different from dragon claws as they clawed at Lu Ming. This was a terrifying divine skill that had been cultivated to the 6th level by the Heavenly Hong Saint. With the support of the Heavenly Hong Saint's 4th level Heavenly God Realm divine power, its power was terrifying. It could tear apart a mountain range that was a few million miles long. If the life and death battle ring hadn't been reinforced with a powerful array, it wouldn't have been able to withstand the Heavenly Hong Saint's attack. Boom! There was a violent explosion in Lu Ming's body. The battle art had quadrupled his combat strength. Lu Ming had activated it. At the same time, 6 divine fires burned fiercely, providing powerful divine power. 9 layers of crimson gold armor, apocalyptic 3 strikes. In the blink of an eye, Lu Ming cast 2 types of divine skills. P.S. Dear readers, I'm the shepherd boy Ting Zhu. I recommend a free app that supports downloading, listening to books, 0 ads, and multiple reading modes. Dear readers, please follow me. Chapter 2857. Lu Ming used 2 divine techniques, 9 layers of crimson gold armor and apocalyptic 3 strikes. One was to protect himself, while the other was to attack. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Lu Ming's long spear stabbed out 12 times. In an instant, 12 spear radiances appeared in the air like shooting stars, stabbing toward the heavenly Hong Saint Sun. Clang, clang, clang. The spear radiances collided with the heavenly Hong Saint Sun's dragon claws. There was a series of collisions, and sparks flew everywhere. In an instant, the two had exchanged more than 12 blows. Bam, bam. Then, a figure retreated frantically. He retreated more than 12 steps before he could stabilize himself. This figure was Lu Ming. Lu Ming retreated. He's losing. Terrifying. Lu Ming actually blocked the heavenly Hong Saint Sun's attack. Even if he retreated, his strength is still shocking. This scene still shocked many people. They were not shocked that Lu Ming retreated, but that Lu Ming actually blocked the heavenly Hong Saint Sun's attack. Many people thought that Lu Ming would be instantly killed by the heavenly Hong Saint Sun. No wonder Lu Ming dared to challenge the heavenly Hong Saint Sun and engage in a life-and-death battle with him. He's so powerful. However, he's still too confident and underestimated the heavenly Hong Saint Sun. The heavenly Hong Saint Sun probably hasn't used his full strength yet. That's right. The outcome is already decided. Some of the inner sect elders nodded and commented. Lu Ming, is this all you've got? You've improved a lot, but you still have to die. Kill. The heavenly Hong Saint Sun shouted coldly. He launched a storm-like attack at Lu Ming. The dragon claws on his hands, and even the sharp claws on his legs, attacked Lu Ming continuously. Sky-piercing, Lu Ming kept using sky-piercing. Streaks of spear radiances erupted and pierced toward the heavenly Hong Saint Sun. At the same time, 9 ice chains flew out like 9 long snakes. They emitted a shocking chill as they wrapped around the great Hong Saint. Presently, Lu Ming's cultivation rose to 8th level True God. The power of the ice chains naturally became stronger too. This was especially true for the 9th ice chain. Its temperature was shockingly low. Even the Tianhong Saint was wary of it. He had to carefully avoid the 9th ice chain, not daring to touch it directly. This was because every time they clashed, a terrifying chill would surge into his body, trying to freeze his divine power and blood. Dragon Wing Slash. The Great Sun Dragon Claw was not the only divine technique that the Great Sun Saint had cultivated. At this moment he used another divine technique, the Dragon Wing Slash. A pair of fleshy wings extended from his back and slashed at Lu Ming like 2 heavenly sabers. This divine skill was both a speed divine skill and an attack divine skill. It was extremely mysterious. This kind of divine skill combined with the Great Sun Dragon Claw of the Great Sun was even more shocking. The strength of a saint was indeed formidable. Swoosh. Lu Ming used the 9 Heavens Kunpeng technique. As he dodged, he fought with the Great Sun Saint. For a moment, he was completely at a disadvantage. However, Lu Ming's divine skills, the ice chains, and the measure word formula continuously surged with divine power. Although he was at a disadvantage, it was not that easy for the Great Sun Saint to defeat Lu Ming. The two of them exchanged dozens of blows consecutively. Lu Ming was in a perilous situation, but he managed to fend off the attacks. Lu Ming did not immediately use the ancient god body. Firstly, he wanted to see just how strong a saint was in terms of battle prowess. Secondly, he wanted to use the Great Sun Saint to train his divine skills. Clearly, the Great Sun Saint had seen through Lu Ming's thoughts. Brat, you want to use me to train your divine skills? Go to hell. Divine Dragon Aspect Technique. The heavenly Hong Saint roared and finally used his secret technique. A 7-clawed divine dragon appeared above the Great Sun Saint's head. It was 10,000 meters long. 7-clawed. Lu Ming's eyes flickered. In the past, the Great Sun Saint's divine dragon aspect could only form a 6-clawed divine dragon. But now, he could form a 7-clawed divine dragon. It had to be said that the Great Sun Saint was very talented. He cultivated the divine dragon aspect technique, but it was incomplete. Yet, he managed to form a 7-clawed divine dragon. Tear him apart. The Tianhong Saint bellowed. He controlled the divine dragon Dharma idol and pounced on Lu Ming. Divine dragon aspect, do you think you're the only one with it? Come out. Lu Ming roared. A divine dragon also appeared above his head. However, it was a 9-clawed dragon. Many people were shocked. They did not expect Lu Ming to know the divine dragon aspect technique. Moreover, the divine dragon he formed was a 9-clawed dragon. The 9-clawed dragon aspect roared and charged at the great Sun Saint's 7-clawed divine dragon. The two divine dragons wrestled in the air. However, Lu Ming's 9-clawed dragon aspect was at a disadvantage. The power of the divine dragon was related to the level of the divine dragon. The more dragon claws it had, the more powerful it was. However, it was also related to one's cultivation level. The higher one's cultivation level was, the stronger the divine dragon aspect would be. Even if a supreme being could only form a 5-clawed divine dragon aspect, he could easily crush a 9-clawed dragon aspect formed by a god. The logic was the same. Although the divine dragon Dharma characteristic that Lu Ming condensed was a 9-clawed divine dragon, his cultivation was far weaker than that of the Tianhong Saint. Therefore, in the battle between the Dharma characteristics, the divine dragon Dharma characteristic that he condensed was at a disadvantage. So what if you formed a 9-clawed dragon aspect? You're still no match for me. Just wait for your death. The great Sun Saint roared, but he was so jealous that he was about to go crazy. He had cultivated for a long time and put in a lot of effort to form the 7-clawed divine dragon aspect. As for Lu Ming, he had formed a 9-clawed dragon aspect not long after obtaining the divine dragon aspect technique. It would be strange if the great Sun Saint was not jealous. As long as I kill him, the complete divine dragon aspect technique will be mine. Sooner or later, I will be able to form a complete 9-clawed dragon aspect. The great Sun Saint's eyes were filled with greed as he attacked Lu Ming with all his might. In an instant, Lu Ming was in imminent danger. Great Sun Saint, it looks like you've unleashed your full strength. However, I'm still far from unleashing my full strength. Lu Ming's mocking voice rang out. What? Many people were shocked. Lu Ming's full strength was still far from unleashing his full strength? Was he bragging? Lu Ming's battle with the great Sun Saint had already exceeded everyone's expectations. How could he still have not unleashed his full strength? They did not believe it. Most people did not believe it at first sight. Don't think you can mess with my state of mind with just a few words. The great Sun Saint said coldly. He also did not believe that Lu Ming still had not unleashed his full strength. He thought that Lu Ming was trying to trick him and mess up his state of mind so that he would have scruples and not be able to unleash his full strength. In fact, most people thought so too. Haha, you're too naive if you want to use this method to deal with great Sun Saint. Indeed, it's child's play. The saint of Jixia and Fuko Seiko sneered. However, in the next moment, their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. P.S. Readers, I'm the shepherd boy Tingzhu. I recommend a free app that supports downloading, listening to books, 0 ads, and multiple reading modes. Readers, please follow. Chapter 2858. Tianhong, open your eyes wide and see what it means to be a frog in a well. Lu Ming's indifferent voice resounded throughout the arena. Then, a powerful aura erupted from his body. His body swelled rapidly, becoming bigger and bigger until he was 100 meters tall. His body was covered with green scales, as if an ancient deity had appeared. Ancient God Body. Lu Ming had finally used the ancient God Body. After transforming into the ancient God Body, Lu Ming's strength skyrocketed. He felt as if he had endless power. Buzz. Lu Ming's long spear swept out. It was as huge as a mountain, pressing down on the Tianhong Saint. The Tianhong Saint's dragon wing slash collided with the spear radiance. There was an earth-shattering explosion, and a terrifying shockwave spread out in all directions outside the fighting ring. Swoosh. Then, a figure stepped on the void and retreated. This time, it was not Lu Ming who retreated, but the Tianhong Saint. This This is the ancient god body. Oh my god, it's the ancient god body. Lu Ming has also condensed the ancient god body. He must have had a fortuitous encounter in the ancient god world. Terrifying. This is too terrifying. As far as I know, only the Mystic Academy's Divine Son, the invincible Kenzo's Divine Son, and the two supreme talents of the Ice Spirit race and Flaming race have had fortuitous encounters in the ancient god world. I didn't expect Lu Ming to have also cultivated the ancient god body. Moreover, his scales are green. This is the 4th level of the ancient god body. Terrifying. This is Lu Ming's trump card. Unbelievable. This battle will be incredible. Lu Ming's use of the ancient god body caused an uproar. Many people had entered the ancient god world and knew about the ancient god body. They were even more shocked. They did not expect that other than the 4 geniuses, someone from the Kangxian school had also had a fortuitous encounter and cultivated the ancient god body. Envy, jealousy, and hatred. This was how most people felt. Ancient god body, you. The Tianhong saint was also shocked beyond words. To kill you, Lu Ming said coldly. With the long spear in his hand, he charged towards the heavenly Hong saint. So what if you have cultivated the ancient god body? You still have to die. The Tianhong saint roared crazily and unleashed his strength to the extreme. The 7-clawed divine dragon roared at the sky and finally gained the upper hand. It tore apart the 9-clawed dragon that Lu Ming condensed and charged at Lu Ming. At the same time, the Tianhong saint used the great sun dragon claw and dragon wing slash to attack Lu Ming. Void piercing. Moon slaying. Lu Ming brandished his long spear and used the Armageddon 3 strikes consecutively to fight with the heavenly Hong saint. Before Lu Ming used his ancient god body, he was at a complete disadvantage against the great sky saint's son. However, after Lu Ming used his ancient god body, his battle prowess skyrocketed, suppressing the great sky saint's son instead. Bang, bang, bang. The two of them clashed repeatedly on the battle platform. Every time they clashed, the Skybright Saint stumbled backward. He was completely suppressed by Lu Ming. It had to be said that the great Sky Saint's son's battle prowess was extremely strong. If it were an ordinary 4th-level celestial god, Lu Ming would have been crushed in one move when he unleashed his ancient god physique. However, the Tianhong Saint was able to engage in an intense battle with Lu Ming. This was a testament to his strength. However, in the end, Lu Ming was still stronger. Ice chains, divine dragon dharma form. During the battle, Lu Ming used the ice shackles and divine dragon aspect art to interfere with the great sky Hong Saint. The heavenly Hong Saint was already no match for him. Now, he was even less of a match. Bang. In a moment of carelessness, Lu Ming's 9-clawed dragon avatar clawed at his body, almost piercing through his body. The impact sent him flying, and he coughed up a large mouthful of blood. A bloody groove appeared on his body, and blood flowed continuously. Then, Lu Ming swept his spear across the heavenly Hong Saint's body. Bang! Crack! Cracking sounds came from the heavenly Hong Saint's body. Many of his bones were broken, and he slid a long distance on the fighting ring. Lying on the ground, he coughed up large mouthfuls of blood, unable to continue fighting. Defeated. The heavenly Hong Saint's son was defeated. Everyone fell silent and watched in a daze. Some of them were even dumbfounded. This scene was beyond the expectations of most people. Before the battle, almost no one thought that Lu Ming could defeat the heavenly Hong Saint's son. Almost everyone thought that Lu Ming was seeking his own death. Who would have thought that this scene would unfold before their eyes? The 4th-level celestial god heavenly Hong Saint's son was defeated by the 8th-level true god Lu Ming. He was lying on the ground like a dead dog. Bang! Lu Ming landed on the ground and strode toward the heavenly Hong Saint's son. His cold, killing intent made the heavenly Hong Saint's son tremble. Lu Ming, what are you trying to do? The heavenly Hong Saint's son shouted in fear. What am I trying to do? Of course, I'm trying to kill you. Do you still need to ask such a naive question? Lu Ming sneered. No, you can't kill me. I'm the saint of the Kangxian school. You can't kill a saint's son for no reason. The heavenly Hong Saint's son shouted. This is a life and death battle. Don't make it sound so ridiculous. Lu Ming didn't stop walking. His killing intent became even colder. Stop it. You can't kill the heavenly Hong Saint's son. At this moment, someone outside the fighting ring shouted. A powerful aura spread out and pressed toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. The person who attacked was an inner elder of the Kongxian school. He was Ying Song's master. He was at the peak of the heavenly god realm and was a core member of the heavenly Hong faction. He naturally couldn't watch the heavenly Hong Saint's son die at the hands of Lu Ming. However, someone hoped that the heavenly Hong Saint's son would die at the hands of Lu Ming. That person was from Ouyang Qingxiang's faction. An inner elder from Ouyang Qingxiang's faction also released a powerful aura and blocked the aura of Ying Song's master. The two saints have signed the life and death battle agreement and are going to have a life and death battle. No one is allowed to interfere. Don't break the rules. The inner elder from Ouyang Qingxiang's faction said coldly. Ridiculous. Heavenly Hong is a saint. It's extremely difficult to give birth to a saint. How can we decide his life and death just because of the life and death battle agreement? Ying Song's master shouted. The life and death battle agreement is a rule that has been formed in the cultivation world for hundreds of millions of years. Who does Heavenly Hong think he is? How can we change the rules just because of him? The inner elder from Ouyang Qingxiang's faction didn't back down. Lu Ming didn't want to waste any more time and directly attacked. Heavenly Hong, rest in peace. Lu Ming said coldly and stabbed his spear toward Heavenly Hong. Ah! The Heavenly Hong Saint's son screamed. How dare you, Ying Song's master shouted. However, he was blocked and couldn't help. As for the other experts, they were just watching from the sidelines. After signing the life and death battle agreement, life and death had to be determined. No one was allowed to interfere. Swoosh! The spear pierced through the air, making everyone's heart beat wildly. The Heavenly Hong Saint's son desperately wanted to dodge. However, he was seriously injured. How could he dodge? The spear directly pierced through the Heavenly Hong Saint's son's forehead. The Heavenly Hong Saint's son let out an unwilling scream. His eyes were wide open as his life aura rapidly drained away. In the blink of an eye, the Heavenly Hong Saint's son had lost all signs of life. The Heavenly Hong Saint's son had fallen. P.S. Readers, I'm the shepherd boy Tingzhu. I recommend a free app that supports downloading, listening to books, zero advertisements, and multiple reading modes. Readers, please follow me. Chapter 2859. Gasps could be heard at the scene. Witnessing a saint being killed in front of their eyes was a shocking scene. The Tianhong saint had dominated the Kongxian school for a long time. In the Kongxian school, he could be said to be a true overlord, a peerless genius, and someone who had the potential to take charge of the Kongxian school in the future. But now, the Kongxian school's overlord battle had not even officially begun, and he had fallen at the hands of a new disciple who had only been in the sect for about 100 years. It was a tragedy. Swoosh! With a wave of his hand, Lu Ming grabbed the Tianhong saint's storage ring. Damn it, Ying Song's master roared. He was furious and wanted to tear Lu Ming into pieces. Now that the Tianhong saint was dead, he could not achieve his goal. He had originally wanted to help the Great Sky Sage ascend to the position of sect master. Once the Great Sky Sage ascended to the position of sect master, his status would definitely rise and he would definitely be able to suppress the other inner sect elders in the Xian Sky sect. But now, everything was ruined. Lu Ming, just you wait. Just you wait, Ying Song's master roared in his heart. Then, he looked at the rest of the Tianhong faction and said, Go, take the saint's corpse and go. But no one moved. The eyes of the Tenho Seiko faction flickered. Now that the Tianhong saint was dead, there was no need for their faction to continue existing. It was definitely going to be disbanded. Since they were going to be disbanded, they had to find other backers. Lu Ming had killed the Tianhong saint. His talent was simply amazing. Among the other saints and saintesses, the only one who could compete with Lu Ming was probably the Supreme Saint. With Lu Ming's talent, the chances of him becoming the overlord in the future were very high. This made many people in the Tianhong faction think about it. They were even considering if they should directly rely on Lu Ming. What do you want? Ying Song's master was called Yuan Xiu. At this moment, he was glaring at those people. Those people avoided Yuan Xiu's gaze and did not look him in the eye. Some of them were even unafraid of Yuan Xiu's gaze. After all, Yuan Xiu was not the only inner sect elder under the Tenho Seiko faction. Good, you traitorous bastards. Very good. Ying Song shouted angrily and left dejectedly with the Heavenly Hong Saint's corpse. Lu Ming's talent is truly unparalleled. Kongxian sect has never had someone like you since ancient times. I am Rong Hao and I wish to pledge my allegiance to you and serve you in the future. I will help you become the sect master. Immediately, an old man flew out. You are of the Tianhong faction? Lu Ming swept his gaze over this person. I was in the past, but Tianhong was stubborn. He dared to go against the saint of Lu Ming. He deserved to die. To be honest, I have long admired the reputation of the saint of Lu Ming and wanted to rely on you. It was just that Tianhong had been suppressing me, so I did not. Rong Hao gave a flattering smile. Many people despised him. Rong Hao was really despicable. The saint of the Tianhong faction had just died, but he immediately sided with Lu Ming. He even degraded the saint of the Tianhong faction. However, Lu Ming smiled and did not reject him. Since you want to rely on me, then follow me in the future. There was no need to reject him in this situation. Lu Ming wanted to expand his influence, so he had to accept Rong Hao in public. This way, there would definitely be more people who would rely on Lu Ming, including the people of the Tenho Seiko faction. Many people of the Tenho Seiko faction had opposed Lu Ming in the past. They wanted to rely on Lu Ming, so they were naturally wary of Lu Ming's revenge. However, when they saw that Lu Ming had even accepted Rong Hao, their eyes lit up. The people of the Tenho Seiko faction knew that once the saint of the Tianhong faction died, they would either rely on other factions or remain neutral. However, in the Kongxian school, there were many factions. It was not easy to stay neutral. Since they wanted to rely on others, they might as well rely on Lu Ming. Indeed, many people's eyes lit up. I am willing to rely on the saint of Lu Ming. I am also willing to follow the saint of Lu Ming in the future and be at his beck and call. Immediately, many people stood up. They were all people of the Tenho Seiko faction and expressed their willingness to rely on Lu Ming. Alright. Lu Ming nodded and accepted them one by one. This moved even more people. Many people who were originally neutral were also moved. Lu Ming's strong rise and unparalleled talent had moved many people who were neutral. They were considering whether to join Lu Ming's faction. Fuko Seiko snorted coldly. His eyes were extremely cold, but there was a trace of fear in the depths of his eyes. His strength was on par with the saint of the Tianhong faction. Now that the saint of the Tianhong faction was no match for Lu Ming and had been killed, he was probably no match for Lu Ming. He knew that Lu Ming's rise was unstoppable. Fuko Seiko's face was gloomy as he turned and left. The other saints and saintesses also glanced at Lu Ming solemnly and left one after another. Lu Ming. The saint of the supremacy opened and closed his eyes, flickering with a sharp light. In the past, the saint of the supremacy faction did not put Lu Ming in his eyes at all. He did not treat Lu Ming as an opponent, but now he felt a strong sense of danger. The saint of the supremacy faction's eyes flickered a few times before he turned and left. Everyone, the door of my faction is open for you. From today onwards, if you want to join Lu Ming's faction, you can register with An Hai and Lu Chang. Lu Ming pointed at An Hai and Lu Chang, his voice spreading throughout the area. Many people looked at An Hai and Lu Chang with envy in their eyes. They knew that An Hai and Lu Chang would be put in an important position by Lu Ming and become Lu Ming's trusted aides. In the future, they would be able to get whatever they wanted in the Kongxian school. They were envious. If they had known, they would have joined Lu Ming long ago. Both An Hai and Lu Chang were trembling with excitement. They secretly rejoiced that they had sided with Lu Ming long ago. Although they had gone through some storms before, they had finally overcome them. After Lu Ming finished his announcement, he turned and left. In the following days, there was a violent upheaval in the Kongxian school. The saint of the Tianhong faction had fallen, the Tenho Seiko faction had collapsed, and Lu Ming's faction had risen to power. It turned out that many experts of the Tenho Seiko faction had joined Lu Ming. Lu Ming did not reject them and accepted them all. In addition, many experts who were originally neutral came to join Lu Ming. Lu Ming's strength expanded rapidly, becoming a true saints faction. It even surpassed the other saints and saintesses, and showed signs of competing with the most eminent saint. In addition, Yuan Xiu led a group of people from the Tianhong faction to join the most eminent saint. For a time, the Kongxian school was filled with an undercurrent of tension. However, Lu Ming put all these aside and focused on cultivating. In the blink of an eye, another few months had passed. On this day, Lu Ming suddenly received a transmission from Autumn Moon. Chapter 2860. This girl is finally out of seclusion. Lu Ming smiled. Autumn Moon. Ever since she followed Lu Ming to the Kongxian school, she had been cultivating in seclusion in the Divine Vein Tower for 70 to 80 years. Now, she finally sent a voice transmission to Lu Ming. Lu Ming flew to the Divine Vein Tower. Young master, seeing Lu Ming, Autumn Moon was overjoyed. Autumn Moon, you're finally out of seclusion. Let's go back to the place where we live. Lu Ming smiled. Wait, young master. I still owe a lot of points. Autumn Moon said with a red face. Yeah, kid, this girl has been cultivating for so many years. She can't leave without enough points. An old man guarding the Divine Vein Tower said. So, that's how it is. Lu Ming laughed. He had forgotten that Autumn Moon didn't have many points. She had been cultivating in the Divine Vein Tower for so many years. She would need at least tens of thousands of points. That was why she sent a voice transmission to Lu Ming. Otherwise, when Autumn Moon came out of seclusion, she would go to Lu Ming herself. Come, senior, this is my identity medallion. You can take it. Lu Ming took out his identity token and handed it to the old man. The old man took it and glanced at it. His eyes suddenly widened in shock. The successor's token. You're Lu Ming, the successor? The old man was surprised. Lu Ming nodded. So you're Lu Ming, the successor. I've heard a lot about you. The old man looked at Lu Ming curiously, then swiped his points and returned the successor's token to Lu Ming. Autumn Moon, let's go. Hey, wait, your cultivation? As Lu Ming spoke, his eyes widened and he revealed an extremely shocked expression. He was shocked by Autumn Moon's cultivation. Previously, he hadn't carefully sensed Qiu Yu's cultivation. Now that he did, he was shocked. Autumn Moon's cultivation actually already reached the True God realm. Furthermore, it actually reached the terrifying level 5 True God realm. What was going on? Back when Autumn Moon and Lu Ming came to the Kongxian school, Qiu Autumn Moon was only a demigod. But now, in just a few years, Qiu Autumn Moon's cultivation had soared to level 5 True God. This kind of cultivation speed was simply appalling. It was even more abnormal than Lu Ming's. Lu Ming was dumbfounded. Young master, Autumn Moon was about to say something. Wait, we'll talk when we get back. Lu Ming pulled Autumn Moon's hand and flew towards their residence. After returning to Lu Ming's residence, Lu Ming asked about Autumn Moon in detail. Young master, I don't know what's going on either. After I broke through to the empty god realm, something seemed to have awakened in my body, causing me to sink into a deep state of cultivation. After I finished cultivating, I didn't expect so many years to have passed. My cultivation has also risen to level 5 True God. Autumn Moon blinked her big eyes, looking confused. Something in your body has awakened. What is it? Lu Ming was puzzled. Young master, let me show you. Autumn Moon nodded and then circulated her divine power. Suddenly, a layer of light spread out from Autumn Moon's heart. It was a layer of 9-colored light. Then, there seemed to be a 9-colored heart emerging from Autumn Moon's heart. An extremely mysterious aura emerged. Lu Ming didn't know what it was at all, but he felt that the 9-colored heart was extremely mysterious and seemed to contain a terrifying power. Oh my God, this is the sacred heart of 9 orifices. This is the legendary sacred heart of 9 orifices. At this moment, Guillermo jumped out of the picture scroll in Lin Fan's consciousness and shouted in shock. Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices? What's that? And why are you so excited? Lu Ming asked Guillermo through telepathy. Nonsense, you're talking nonsense. Anyone who sees the Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices will be excited. This is a legendary Sacred Heart. It's countless times more precious than your ancient god heart. Guillermo shouted, completely losing his usual calmness. Calm down, calm down. Come, tell me, what is the use of the Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices? Lu Ming asked Guillermo through telepathy. The Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices is extremely mysterious. It's hard for me to describe its uses, but I do know that the most impressive thing about it is its ability to cultivate. Legend has it that those who have awakened the Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices will be able to cultivate at a shocking speed. Even if they only eat and sleep all day without cultivating, their cultivation will still improve automatically. Furthermore, it will be faster than the cultivation of others. Once they cultivate seriously and obtain some fortunate encounters, their cultivation will skyrocket. Guillermo explained loudly. Lu Ming was stunned too. He stared at Autumn Moon with his eyes open wide. His lips trembled as he could no longer remain calm. Her cultivation would continue to improve even if she only ate and slept. Furthermore, it would be faster than the cultivation of others. This was absolutely insane. How could they let him live? No wonder Autumn Moon's cultivation had improved so quickly during this period. I know, this girl's talent has not been revealed yet. Her Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices will only be awakened when she breaks through the martial god realm and becomes a deity. That's awesome. Lu Ming, I'm so envious that you have such an awesome woman. Guillermo chattered on. His eyes were red with envy. Of course, he was just a skeleton without eyes. Young master, what's wrong with you? I'll be fine, right? Autumn Moon panicked when she saw Lu Ming's dazed look. It's fine, it's fine. Autumn Moon, you're extremely talented. Your cultivation will surpass mine in the future. I'm just surprised. Lu Ming quickly calmed himself down and said, Really, really? How can my cultivation surpass young masters? Autumn Moon smiled sweetly when she heard Lu Ming's words. She was extremely beautiful. Autumn Moon, who had awakened the Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices, was even more beautiful. She had a unique temperament that made Lu Ming's heart skip a beat. Autumn Moon, you're so beautiful. Lu Ming held Autumn Moon's hand and praised her. Is that so? Autumn Moon blushed. Her skin was tender and smooth, making people want to take a bite. Of course it's true. Lu Ming went forward and kissed Autumn Moon's red lips. Autumn Moon's body started to tremble. Then she responded passionately. Their lips parted after a long while. Autumn Moon was even more charming. Autumn Moon, you've awakened the Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices. Your cultivation will be amazingly fast in the future. However, you can't tell anyone about this. Otherwise, it will be troublesome. Lu Ming calmed himself down and warned her carefully. The Sacred Heart of 9 Orifices was too amazing. Once it was spread, it would probably cause a huge uproar. At that time, it would be hard to predict whether it would be a blessing or a curse. Therefore, it was best not to spread it. Yes, young master. Autumn Moon nodded obediently. The blush on her face had not subsided. Autumn Moon, stay with me tonight. Lu Ming said in a low voice. Autumn Moon panicked. Her heart was beating like a deer. This was what she had been looking forward to. However, when it really came, she was still extremely nervous. Autumn Moon, are you not willing? If you're not willing, I won't force you. Lu Ming said. No. Autumn Moon shook her head repeatedly. In the end, she lowered her head with a red face and whispered, I'm willing. Chapter 2861. In Lu Ming's room, it was a beautiful night. Lu Ming and Qiu Autumn Moon were entangled in a fierce battle. The two of them battled for 3 days and 3 nights before they fell asleep in each other's arms. After that, the two of them stayed together every day to cultivate. Lu Ming would also guide Qiu Autumn Moon in her cultivation of divine skills. After Qiu Autumn Moon awakened the sacred heart of 9 orifices, not only did her cultivation speed increase at an astonishing rate, but her comprehension had also greatly improved. She was able to comprehend divine skills at an astonishing speed. Moreover, Qiu Autumn Moon had already cultivated the universe 10,000 ways technique to a very high level. Autumn Moon's divine power had already reached the peak of divine power. She would be able to cultivate divine dominator divine power with one more step. At that time, Qiu Autumn Moon would also be able to cultivate other divine powers and condense various divine fires. Her combat strength would also skyrocket. Qiu Autumn Moon's future was simply limitless. Time flew by, and 2 years passed in the blink of an eye. In these 2 years, Qiu Yu's cultivation level had improved to the 6th level of a true god. Lu Ming's cultivation level was still at the 8th level of a true god. At this moment, a piece of news spread in Kongxian School and caused a huge uproar. The higher-ups of Kongxian School had decided that in 3 months, there would be a competition between the saints and saintesses to determine the Zongzi. The Zongzi would be the replacement sect master and the future sect master. As soon as the news came out, the entire Kongxian School was shocked. This was because the news came from the Kongxian School Senate. All the saints and saintesses immediately gathered the people of their respective factions to discuss this matter. Lu Ming also immediately gathered the experts of his faction to discuss this matter. Saint, this matter is extremely strange. Logically speaking, the cultivation of the saints and saintesses is not high enough. It will take some time before the competition begins. An inner court elder said. That's right. Moreover, in the past, the competition was a natural competition. It wasn't carried out in a specific way. Instead, the holy sons and holy daughters would compete with each other. The final winner would be the Zongzi. However, this time, the Senate personally issued an order to hold the competition for the Zongzi position in 3 months. This is illogical. Another inner court elder said with a frown. The Senate of the Kongxian School was made up of the strongest people in the Kongxian School. The chief elders inside were all divine king realm existences. Their status was far above the inner sect elders. Everyone chimed in one after another, guessing one after another, but none of them could come to a conclusion. Saint Lady Qingxiang requests an audience. Suddenly, someone came to report. Invite fragrant saintess in. Lu Ming waved his hand, and not long after, someone came to welcome the fragrant saintess. Lu Ming, you should be discussing the Zongzi competition that will be held in 3 months, right? Ouyang Qingxiang went straight to the point. That's right. Fragrant saintess, do you have any news? Lu Ming said. I do have news. I heard from my grandfather that the Zongzi competition this time is mainly because some people in the Senate want to push the Supreme Saint up. Ouyang Qingxiang said. They want to push the Supreme Saint up? Lu Ming's eyes flashed. He did not doubt Ouyang Qingxiang's words. Ouyang Qingxiang's grandfather, who was also Yu Xian's father, was an important figure in the Kongxian School. He was a member of the Senate, a divine king realm figure. That's right. The Paragon Holy Son's background is extraordinary. His father's side and his mother's side are both major powers of the Kongxian sect. Each side has a grand elder in the Senate, and there is more than one of them. It can be said that they are extremely powerful and have great influence in the Senate. This time, it was the big shot behind the Supreme Saint who made this suggestion. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Will the other chief elders agree? Lu Ming said. Of course there will be people who disagree. My grandfather disagrees, but the power behind the Supreme Saint is too strong. He has great influence in the Senate. When the Senate held a meeting, more than half of the chief elders agreed. It's hard for the other chief elders to change their minds. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Why would the Senate suddenly make this suggestion? That's strange. An inner elder was puzzled. It's because of Lu Ming. Ouyang Qingxiang looked at Lu Ming and said. Because of me? Lu Ming was stunned. What did all this have to do with him? The matter is very simple. Lu Ming, the talent that you have displayed is too high and your progress is too fast. It has only been a few years and the Tianhong Saint's son has already died in your hands. In a few more years, who can compete with you? So, the people behind the Supreme Saint are afraid. They are afraid that in a few more years, the Supreme Saint will not be your opponent. At that time, the position of the Kangxian School's patriarch will fall into your hands. Ouyang Qingxiang said. So, the people behind the Supreme Saint made the first move and proposed this plan. Before I am the Supreme Saint's opponent, they will have a competition to determine the Zongzi candidate. Lu Ming followed Ouyang Qingxiang's words. There was no need for Ouyang Qingxiang to continue. Lu Ming could already guess what she meant. The people behind the Supreme Saint were afraid of Lu Ming. They were afraid that Lu Ming would surpass the Supreme Saint, so they were forced to propose this plan. That's right. Ouyang Qingxiang nodded. Interesting. Saintess Qingxiang, what do you want to do? Lu Ming smiled. To be honest, Lu Ming had no interest in the Zongzi's position. The purpose of his cultivation was to improve his strength, protect his family and friends, and break through to the God King realm as soon as possible to find Xian Yanqing. Now, there is only one way to compete with the Supreme Saint, and that is to join forces. Ouyang Qingxiang said, let's join forces. I will help you become the Zongzi. After saying that, she looked at Lu Ming with bright eyes. Lu Ming smiled and said, how about this? Let's join forces. I will help you become the Zongzi. You will help me? Ouyang Qingxiang was stunned. Yes, when we join forces, I said that you won't regret it. To be honest, I have no interest in the Zongzi's position. But among the saints and saintesses, only you are suitable to become the Zongzi. What do you think? Lu Ming said with a smile. Is what you said true? Ouyang Qingxiang's eyes showed a hint of surprise. Of course it is true. Lu Ming said. Okay, as long as I become the Zongzi and take charge of the Kangxian School in the future, I will never forget you and your people. Ouyang Qingxiang replied. In fact, she came to Lu Ming today with this purpose. She had long seen that Lu Ming was too talented and had a high goal. Lu Ming's heart would not be trapped in the Kangxian School or the Qin Tian Star Zone. Therefore, she had long guessed that Lu Ming was not interested in the Kangxian School's position. But she was. She needed Lu Ming's help. According to my speculation, the other saints and saintesses may join forces. It will not be easy for us to get through this stage. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Let's do our best. Lu Ming smiled. Chapter 2862. Ouyang Qingxiang was right. The saints and saintesses were the most shocked when they heard the news. Fuko Seiko, Saint Jixia, Saint Yan Kong, and Saintess Xuatan were all upset when they heard the news. They didn't have the confidence to compete with the Paragon Saint now. 2 days later, Fuko Seiko arrived at Saint Jixia's residence. You want me to team up with you and help you become the Zongzi? Saint Jixia sneered at Fuko Seiko. That's right. Fuko Seiko nodded. Why don't you help me become the Zongzi? Saint Jixia sneered. Because I'm stronger than you. Fuko Seiko said. Stronger than me? You're really confident. Saint Jixia sneered. In the past, Saint Jixia, Fuko Seiko, and Tianhong Saint Jixia were all on par with each other. Saintess Xuatan, Ouyang Qingxiang, and Saint Yan Kong were slightly weaker. The Paragon Saint was the strongest. Now that Fuko Seiko said he was stronger than Saint Jixia, Saint Jixia sneered. Boom! At this moment, Fuko Seiko's body shone brightly. He seemed to have turned into a ball of divine light. 5th level heavenly god. You've broken through. Saint Jixia was shocked. In the past, he, Floating Light, and Tianhong were all peak 4th level heavenly gods. He didn't expect Fuko Seiko to have become a 5th level heavenly god. This meant that Fuko Seiko was indeed stronger than him. Now you know that I'm stronger than you. We only have a chance to defeat the Paragon Saint and Lu Ming if you help me. I can promise that as long as I become the Zongzi and become the sect master of the Kangxian School, you'll be my equal. Fuko Seiko said. Equal footing? Saint Jixia's eyes flickered. That's right. Being on equal footing is better than having the Supreme Saint take charge of the sect. What do you think? Do you agree? Fuko Seiko said. Even if I agree, I'm afraid the two of us are no match for the paragon saint. Holy Sun Jixia said. This time, Ouyang Qingxiang and Lu Ming will definitely join forces. The two of us are indeed not enough. Next, let's find Xue Tan and Yan Kong. As long as the four of us join forces, we will be able to fight against the paragon saint. Even defeating him is not impossible. Fuko Seiko said. Alright, I promise you. Holy Sun Jixia pondered for a while and nodded in agreement. He also knew that in such a situation he could only fight against the paragon saint by joining forces. If he did not join forces and fight alone, he had no chance of winning. Following this, the two of them went to the residences of the Sacred Son of Flame Sky and Sacred Son of Snow Sandal. After some persuasion, the Sacred Son of Flame Sky and Sacred Son of Snow Sandal agreed to team up with the Sacred Son of Floating Light. In this way, a few months passed in the Kongxian school in an environment full of undercurrents. On this day, it was finally time to compete for the position of Zongzi. Kongxian school, where the sect competition was held, was crowded with countless people. Lu Ming, the Holy Sun, is here. Holy Daughter Qingxiang is here. Fuko Seiko is here. Many people exclaimed. The 7 holy sons and holy daughters of Kongxian school had arrived one after another. The Supreme Saint had his hands behind his back and was full of domineering aura. He looked high-spirited and didn't take the heroes of the world seriously. Only when he turned to look at Lu Ming did he reveal a trace of seriousness. Lu Ming, the Supreme Saint muttered with a serious look in his eyes. Just as the 7 holy sons and holy daughters were sizing each other up, many figures flew out from the depths of Kongxian school. The one leading them was the Kongxian school's sect leader, Long Zhoushan. Behind him were a few elders, all of whom were founding members of Kongxian school. This time, Long Zhoushan didn't object to the Senate's suggestion. No one knew what he was thinking. Almost everyone is here, right? Long Zhoushan scanned the crowd and said. The crowd quietened down. Looking at Long Zhoushan, they knew that Long Zhoushan was about to announce the rules of this Zongzi competition. This Zongzi competition will be divided into 2 rounds. The one who spoke wasn't Long Zhoushan, but an elder with white hair. This person was called Ji Zuandong. He was an extremely old founding member of Kongxian school. He had lived for a long time and was one of the oldest people in Kongxian school. He was also an ancestor of the Supreme Saint. In fact, after breaking through to the martial emperor realm, one would be said to have an endless lifespan. However, that was just a name. Every living thing had a limit to their lifespan. For example, in the primordial world, martial emperors were said to have an endless lifespan. Every 333,333 years, void emperors, true emperors, and great emperors would face a heavenly tribulation. Many people would die under the heavenly tribulation. As for the heavenly emperor realm, there were no disasters or tribulations. Their lifespan was endless. In fact, there was an end to this endless. This was because a minor thousand world like the primordial world had an end to its lifespan. For example, if the primordial world was destroyed, would the heavenly emperor still be alive? He would still die. The lifespan of a minor thousand world would normally not exceed 10 billion years. In other words, the lifespan of a heavenly emperor would not exceed 10 billion years. How long was 10 billion years? One tribulation would take 333,333 years. 10,000 tribulations would only take a little more than 3 billion years. This was about the same as having an endless lifespan. In the primitive universe, the lifespan of a deity was about the same as that of a heavenly emperor. The longest was only 10 billion years. In the primitive universe, there was a saying that the lifespan of a deity was the same as that of a star. The lifespan of a star was about 10 billion years. The lifespan of a deity was also 10 billion years. The lifespan of a void god, true god, and heavenly god was about the same. 10 billion years was the limit. When a star was extinguished, a deity would also fall. Therefore, most people called 10 billion years a stellar year. However, the lifespan of a divine king was much longer. Generally, a divine king's lifespan was more than 5 stellar years. For example, Supremes had already lived for 6 stellar years, which was equivalent to 60 billion years. It was equivalent to a minor world like the primordial world or a stellar year from birth to destruction 6 times. No one dared to breathe too loudly. They just listened quietly. First, let's talk about the qualifications for participation. Only saints and saintesses can participate. Each saint and saintess can bring 3 helpers. The first round will take place on a planet that is about to dry up. This planet has been occupied by a planet devourer. Your goal is to kill the planet devourer on this planet and gain points. The planet devourer is divided into 3 levels: Bronze Planet Devourer, Silver Planet Devourer, and Gold Planet Devourer. Killing a Bronze Planet Devourer will give you 1 point, killing a Silver Planet Devourer will give you 5 points, and killing a Gold Planet Devourer will give you 50 points. Alright, the saints and saintesses who want to participate in the competition, come to me to register. Supremes announced. Chapter 2863. I see. Planet Devourer. Many people murmured as they pondered. Come up and sign up. Zhizun Dong announced again. I'll do it. The first one to sign up was the Paragon Saint. He stepped forward and signed his name on one of the steels before retreating. I'll do it. Next was Fuko Seiko. He also signed his name. After Fuko Seiko, Ouyang Qingxiang also signed her name. Other than the 3 of them, the other saints and saintesses stood still. You're not going to sign up? Zhizun Dong's gaze swept across Lu Ming, Saint Jixia, Saint Yen Kong, and Saintess Xuetan. I give up this competition. Me too. Saint Jixia, Saint Yen Kong, and Saintess Xuetan shook their heads. What? Most of the people present were shocked as they looked at the 3 saints and saintesses in shock. Zhizun Dong narrowed his eyes. Haha, the 3 of you are giving up because you want to help Floating Light deal with me. The Paragon Saint sneered. Saint Jixia, Saint Yen Kong, and Saintess Xuetan did not speak. Their faces were calm, but there was a trace of unwillingness in their eyes. If it was possible, how could they give up so easily? They had no choice. The others were enlightened. They finally understood why Saint Jixia and the other 2 had given up. It was mainly because the Paragon Saint was too strong. If they did not join forces, they would not be able to compete with the Paragon Saint. Qianquan, are you confident that you can win if they join forces? Zhizun Dong secretly sent a voice transmission to the Paragon Saint. The Paragon Saint's name was Zhi Qianquan. Patriarch, don't worry. Even if they join forces, they are no match for me. The Paragon Saint replied confidently. At the same time, he looked at Fuko Seiko and the others with disdain. Humph, do you think you can compete with me if you join forces to help Floating Light? What a fool's dream. Floating Light, I think you should just give up on this idea. How do you know you will win if you haven't fought? Fuko Seiko responded forcefully. Now that he had broken through to the 5th level of the Heavenly God realm, he was much more confident. At the same time, he had also obtained the help of the other 3 saints and saintesses. He might be able to fight against the Supreme Saint. Very confident. At that time, you will know what despair is. The Paragon Saint sneered. Lu Ming, what about you? At this moment, the gaze of the 9 Heaven Supremes shifted toward Lu Ming. I also give up. Lu Ming smiled. These words shocked everyone once again. Lu Ming has also given up. What a pity. Holy Son Lu Ming's talent is definitely the strongest. He's definitely stronger than the Supreme Holy Son. In a few 100 or 1,000 years, surpassing the Supreme Holy Son won't be a problem. It's a pity that this competition came too suddenly. Lu Ming probably withdrew because he estimated that he was not a match for the Paragon Saint. That is probably the case. Many people were discussing. The 9 Heaven Supremes harumphed coldly. Many people immediately shut up. All right. In that case, the competition will be between the 3 of you. Each of you can bring 3 assistants. Who do you want to bring? Remember, the people you bring must also be of the younger generation. The 9 Heaven Supremes asked. The Supreme Holy Son pointed at the 3 of them. 3 young men immediately walked out from behind him. The three of them were undoubtedly very powerful. Especially one of them who was fully qualified to become a saint, but he had chosen to side with the Supreme Holy Sun in the end. Fuko Seiko and the others sized this person up. This person was definitely a threat and was not weaker than them. The people I want to bring are them. Fuko Seiko looked at Holy Sun Jixia, Holy Sun Yenkong, and Saintess Shuitan. Holy Sun Jixia, Holy Sun Yenkong, and Saintess Shuitan stepped out and stood behind Fuko Seiko. As expected, many people's hearts skipped a beat. This was within their expectations. Fuko Seiko was indeed going to bring Holy Sun Jixia and the other two. When the four Holy Suns and Saintess joined forces, it would definitely be an extremely powerful force. The people I want to bring are them. Ouyang Qingxiang also spoke up. Lu Ming and the other two young men and women stepped out and stood behind Ouyang Qingxiang. Holy Sun Lu Ming is indeed helping Saintess Qingxiang. Yes, I heard that Holy Sun Lu Ming was very close to Saintess Qingxiang before he became a saint. It is normal for him to give up the competition and help Saintess Qingxiang. Who do you think is stronger and weaker among the three forces? The people present started to discuss. If there were no accidents, the future Zongzi of Kongxian School would be born from the most holy Sun, Fuko Seiko, and Saintess Qingxiang. On the surface, Fuko Seiko's side should be the strongest among the three forces. They have gathered 4 holy suns and saintesses. However, the most holy sun's strength is unfathomable. With the help of another holy sun, I am afraid that their combined strength is above Fuko Seiko's side. I think so too. The most holy sun is too strong. I am afraid that he alone is comparable to several saintesses and holy suns. The weakest side must be Saintess Qingxiang's side. There is no doubt about it. Although she has the help of Lu Ming, Holy Sun Lu Ming also gave his all when he fought with the Tianhong Saint. His strength is only slightly stronger than the Tianhong Saint. If he and Saintess Qingxiang join forces, they will not be a match for the other two forces. It seems that the suspense this time will be between Fuko Seiko and the most holy sun. In terms of overall strength, many people did not think that Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang would win. The discussions around also reached Lu Ming's ears. However, Lu Ming only smiled and did not take it to heart. To be honest, he was not confident and could only try his best. Alright, since the people have been decided, let's set off. Before we set off, this old man will remind you that points are very important. The final result will be a combination of the points from the 2 rounds. The one with the higher points from the 2 rounds will be the winner of this competition. Men, set up the array. After the most holy sun finished speaking, a few elders immediately stepped forward. With a wave of their hands, array discs flew out and floated in midair. Soon, a teleportation array appeared in the air. This teleportation array can directly teleport you to the planet that is about to wither. You may set off. The most holy sun waved his sleeves. Bam, bam. The most holy sun took the lead and stepped into the teleportation array. Then, his figure disappeared from the array. Following that, Fuko Seiko also took the lead and stepped into the teleportation array. Ouyang Qingxiang and Lu Ming were the last to step into the teleportation array and left this place. The rest of the people waited in place. The first round of the competition would last for 3 months. After 3 months, Lu Ming and the rest would be back on time. Chapter 2864. Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and 2 other men and women stepped into the portal together. The next moment, they appeared in midair. Above their heads, there was a vortex that was slowly spinning. 3 months later, they could return to Kongxian School as long as they returned here. It seems that the 3 of us were teleported to different locations. Lu Ming glanced around and said. He, Ouyang Qingxiang, and 2 other men and women were together, but he didn't see the figures of the Paragon Saint, Fuko Seiko, and the others. Obviously, they were separated after being teleported in. That's good. Let's go and find the planet Devourer. Ouyang Qingxiang said. The 4 of them flew down. The ground below was dead silent. The planet Devourer was a terrifying creature in the primitive universe. This kind of creature would be born naturally when a planet was about to die. They would devour the planet's energy and accelerate the planet's aging and depletion. There were no trees on the ground below, and the divine qi was very thin. There were caves on the ground, densely packed like a beehive. These caves were dug out by the planet devourer by devouring the planet's energy. Let's go into these caves. The planet devourer must be hiding in these caves. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Lu Ming and the others nodded and flew toward a cave. At this moment, a figure flashed in one of the caves, and then a figure rushed out. Squeak! An ear-piercing and unpleasant sound came from the figure's mouth. It's the planet devourer. The eyes of the four lit up. They didn't expect to encounter a planet devourer as soon as they arrived. The planet devourer's body was extremely tall. It was at least 10 meters tall, like a huge insect. The two claws in front of its body were like two divine blades. Especially its mouth, it was big and sharp, full of fangs, and looked very ferocious. As for its body, it was bronze in color. This was the bronze planet devourer. A bronze planet devourer. Let me destroy it. The young man behind Ouyang Qingxiang stepped out. A battle axe appeared in his hand, and he was about to kill the bronze planet devourer. The man and woman that Ouyang Qingxiang brought along were called Kong Chong and Wuxia. They were Ouyang Qingxiang's most talented subordinates. Even though the two of them did not possess Saint-grade divine force, they were still top-notch King-grade divine force. Furthermore, their cultivation was at the 4th layer of the heavenly god realm. Of course, they had been cultivating for a long time. They had been cultivating for hundreds of thousands of years. Otherwise, they would not have such a profound cultivation base. Among the inner disciples of the Kongshen school, those who had cultivated for hundreds of thousands of years were considered the younger generation. Kong Chong's aura blossomed as he circulated his divine power. The battle axe lit up as it slashed towards the planet devourer with astonishing power. Creak, creak, creak. The planet devourer screamed. It twisted its body and charged at Kong Chong at an astonishing speed. Its two sharp claws slashed at Kong Chong. So fast! Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang's hearts shook. Kong Chong was also shocked. He didn't expect the planet devourer to be so fast. At the critical moment, he let out a loud roar and changed his stance. His battle axe slashed out like a torrential storm. In an instant, he had slashed out over 100 times. Shadows of axes could be seen all around him. Clang, clang. In mid-air, dense collisions and roars could be heard. Then, the two figures retreated. Kong Chong and the planet devourer retreated tens of thousands of meters respectively. So powerful! Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and the others were shocked. This planet devourer could actually contend with Kong Chong. One should know that Kong Chong's cultivation base had reached the 4th level of the heavenly god realm. Moreover, his combat strength was definitely not weak. Otherwise, Ouyang Qingxiang would not have chosen him to help. And this planet devourer was only a bronze-grade planet devourer. Yet it had such powerful combat strength. Then, how strong would the silver planet devourer and the gold planet devourer be? The few of them looked at each other and saw the seriousness in each other's eyes. It seemed that these points were not easy to obtain. Kill! At this moment, Kong Chong roared. He waved his battle axe and used a divine skill to attack the bronze-grade planet devourer. The bronze-grade planet devourer also screamed and charged at Kong Chong. The two of them engaged in a fierce battle. After exchanging dozens of blows, it was difficult to determine the winner. Let's attack together and end this quickly. Ouyang Qingxiang said and rushed out. A green sword qi bloomed and slashed at the bronze-grade planet devourer. Clang! The sword qi slashed at the planet devourer's sharp claws, leaving a deep mark and almost cutting the claws in half. Although Ouyang Qingxiang's cultivation base was also at the 4th level of the heavenly god realm, her strength was much stronger than Kong Chong's. She completely suppressed the planet devourer. Green Lotus Sword Song. Ouyang Qingxiang shouted. Green sword qi bloomed and enveloped the planet devourer. Although the planet devourer's strength was strong, it was still completely suppressed. After a few moves, the sword qi flashed and the planet devourer's head was cut off. Ouyang Qingxiang waved her hand and kept the planet devourer's head. When the time came, as long as they brought the planet devourer's head back, the points would be counted. Let's go! Then, the four of them rushed into a cave. The entire planet seemed to have been dug through. It was filled with caves that extended in all directions like a maze. The four of them followed a cave and flew without direction. Unfortunately, after searching for a few hours, they didn't find a single planet devourer. Looks like there aren't many planet devourers. Lu Ming frowned. Then what should we do? If this goes on, 3 months will pass very quickly. If we're unlucky and don't find many planet devourers, won't we lose to the other two? Kong Chong said anxiously. In Kong Chong and Lu Jie's hearts, their strength was the weakest. They couldn't be compared to the Supreme Saint and Fuko Seiko. Therefore, this round was very important. If they had more points in the first round, they could still compete with the other two parties. If their points in the first round were lower than the other two parties, then there would be no competition. The planet devourer's habit is to devour the planet's energy. Therefore, it must be very sensitive to energy. Let's leave these caves and go to the surface. Then we can use divine crystals or various gems to release energy waves. Maybe we can attract the planet devourer. Lu Ming said. Ouyang Qingxiang, Kong Chong, and Lu Jie's eyes lit up. Lu Ming, Saint is really sharp. Kong Chong is impressed. Kong Chong clasped his fists. Let's go and give it a try. Lu Ming said. Then, the four of them flew upward. They were too lazy to go back through the tunnel. They directly bombarded the rocks and rushed to the surface. Chapter 2865. After rushing to the surface, they took out a large number of divine crystals, some precious gems, and various refining materials. They activated these materials with their divine power, causing the energy fluctuations of these materials to spread far and wide. And the few of them just waited like that. In the blink of an eye, a few hours had passed. Asterisk squeak. Asterisk a sharp sound came from afar. They're here. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others' eyes lit up. Asterisk whoosh. Asterisk asterisk whoosh. Asterisk in the distance, a few figures dashed toward the scene at lightning speed. There were a total of 5 planet devourers, all of which were bronze level. Hard work paid off, and this method really worked, attracting 5 planet devourers at once. Kong Chong, Lu Jie, you two deal with 1 planet devourer each. Leave the remaining 3 to me and Lu Ming, the Holy Sun. Ouyang Qingxiang assigned their respective tasks, and then rushed out in a flash. Green sword light bloomed in her hand, and she attacked the 2 bronze-level planet devourers. Kong Chong, Lu Jie, and Lu Ming each rushed towards 1 planet devourer. Asterisk boom. Asterisk in the process of rushing out, Lu Ming activated the battle formula, quadrupled his combat power, and stabbed out with his spear. A spear light pierced towards one of the planet devourers. Asterisk clang. Asterisk the planet devourer waved its sharp claws and slashed at Lu Ming like a divine blade. When it collided with the spear, a violent vibration erupted. Lu Ming felt a sharp and terrifying force surging towards him, and he couldn't help but take a few steps back. And the planet devourer was also sent flying by Lu Ming. Its strength is indeed amazing. Lu Ming's heart stirred, and then 9 ice chains flew out, entangling the planet devourer. Lu Ming didn't use the ancient god body. Although the ancient god body was powerful, it consumed a lot of physical strength. After using it once, he would need to rest for at least 2 days before he could use it again. Therefore, under normal circumstances, Lu Ming wouldn't use the ancient god body. After using the ice shackles, Lu Ming used the divine dragon aspect art. A 9-clawed dragon flew out and pounced towards the bronze devourer. Aside from not using his ancient god body, Lu Ming could be said to have used all his means to suppress the bronze planet devourer. The 2 of them fought fiercely. However, since Lu Ming did not use his ancient god physique, his battle power could not compare to Ouyang Qingxiang's. It was not easy for him to kill the bronze devourer. After exchanging more than a dozen moves, Lu Ming finally found an opportunity to use moon beheading, splitting open the bronze devourer's stomach and injuring it heavily. Then, the 9 ice chains took the opportunity to firmly entangle the bronze planet devourer, causing its body to stiffen. Moon slaying. Lu Ming swept out with his long spear, and a crescent-shaped spear light flashed, and the head of the bronze devourer was chopped off. With a wave of his hand, he put away the bronze devourer's head and looked in other directions. At this moment, Ouyang Qingxiang had already dealt with 2 bronze devourers, but Kong Chong and Lu Jie were each locked in a fierce battle with a bronze planet devourer. Ouyang Qingxiang and Lu Ming each rushed towards a bronze planet devourer, helping each other to kill it. Soon, the remaining 2 bronze planet devourers were also killed by them. In this way, they had killed a total of 6 bronze planet devourers and obtained 6 points. These points were naturally too little, but this method of attracting bronze planet devourers was useful, and they continued to attract them. Unfortunately, for the next half a day, not a single planet devourer came. It seems that the nearby planet devourers are all here. Let's go somewhere else. Lu Ming suggested. Everyone nodded, put away the divine crystals and gems, and randomly chose a direction to fly in. After flying for about 10 million miles, they estimated that the distance was about right. They stopped, put down the divine crystals and gems, and continued to attract the planet devourers with this method. They're here. So many of them. Kong Chong suddenly exclaimed. This time, in less than an hour, squeaking sounds came from different caves in the distance. Then, figures flickered, and planet devourers rushed out one after another from some caves. 10 of them. This time, 10 of them came at once, and all of them were bronze planet devourers. Everyone's expression was somewhat solemn. Kong Chong, Lu Jie, the 2 of you work together. Take care of yourselves, Ouyang Qingxiang instructed Kong Chong and Lu Jie. Facing so many bronze planet devourers with Kong Chong and Lu Jie's strength, it was somewhat dangerous. Saintess, don't worry. Don't worry about us. Lu Ming was very straightforward. Holding the long spear, he directly rushed towards the bronze planet devourers. In the process, Lu Ming's body rapidly swelled, and he transformed into a 100-meter-tall ancient god in green armor. With so many planet devourers coming at once, Lu Ming couldn't care less about preserving his strength. Otherwise, it would be difficult for Ouyang Qingxiang to fight so many bronze planet devourers alone. After transforming into an ancient god, Lu Ming's strength skyrocketed. His long spear swept out like a mountain range. Boom! A planet devourer was directly swept away by Lu Ming, and it crashed into a mountain peak. The mountain peak exploded, and the planet devourer was half dead. After using the ancient god body, Lu Ming's strength was even stronger than Ouyang Qingxiang's. He could completely crush the bronze planet devourers. Squeak! A sharp voice sounded. At the same time, 5 planet devourers pounced on Lu Ming from 5 different directions at an astonishing speed. Sky Piercer, Sky Piercer, Lu Ming consecutively used the Armageddon 3 strikes. 5 spear lights burst out, piercing towards the 5 planet devourers. Although the power of the 5 consecutive thrusts had weakened, it still suppressed the 5 planet devourers and sent them flying. Armageddon 3 strikes, moon slashing. Lu Ming rushed towards one of the planet devourers. With a sweep of his spear, he killed the planet devourer before moving on to the other one. At the same time as Lu Ming made his move, Ouyang Qingxiang also made her move. She used the Green Lotus Sword Song, and green lotuses emerged one after another. The sky was filled with sword chi, enveloping the 4 planet devourers. At the same time, Kong Chong and Lu Jie also went to help Ouyang Qingxiang. Suddenly, a bronze planet devourer was killed by Ouyang Qingxiang. Kill, kill, kill. Lu Ming charged at the other planet devourers alone. He completely crushed them. With every move, a planet devourer would be killed by Lu Ming. In a short while, the 5 planet devourers were all killed by Lu Ming. Including the first one, Lu Ming had killed 6 planet devourers by himself. At this moment, Ouyang Qingxiang and the others were about to finish their battle. 3 of the 4 planet devourers had been killed, and only one was left. Swoosh! Ouyang Qingxiang slashed out with her sword, and the last planet devourer was beheaded. But at this moment, Lu Ming's pupils shrank, and he shouted, "Be careful." Chapter 2866. Be careful, Lu Ming roared. Because at this moment, a ray of light suddenly flashed from a cave below. This ray of light was silver and like a heavenly blade. It slashed towards Ouyang Qingxiang at an astonishing speed. Fast, too fast. This ray of light completely shrouded Ouyang Qingxiang, Kong Chong, and Lu Jie. At this moment, it was too late for Ouyang Qingxiang to dodge. Even if she could dodge, Kong Chong and Lu Jie couldn't. Green Lotus Sword Domain. Ouyang Qingxiang shouted. From her body, Cyan Sword Qi blossomed, transforming into numerous lotuses that surrounded the three of them. Bang! The silver beam of light slashed the green lotus, causing it to explode and explode. That ray of light didn't stop and bombarded Ouyang Qingxiang's body. Ouyang Qingxiang had already used a protective divine technique and was wearing a protective armor. However, when she was hit by this attack, her body was sent flying and she vomited blood. Saintess! Kong Chong and Lu Jie were shocked and rushed towards Ouyang Qingxiang. At the same time, Lu Ming cast the Nine Heavens Kunpeng technique and seemed to transform into a huge Kunpeng. In a flash, the 100-meter-tall figure stood in front of Ouyang Qingxiang and the rest, looking ahead. At this moment, the silver ray of light finally revealed its true appearance. It was a silver planet devourer. It looked almost the same as the bronze planet devourer from before, except that it was silver in color. Silver-class planet devourer. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed slightly. Killing a silver-class planet devourer would give him 5 points. The silver-class planet devourer stared at Lu Ming with cold eyes. Suddenly, its body twisted and turned into a silver ray of light, charging towards Lu Ming. Ice chain out? Lu Ming whispered. 9 ice chains flew out and attacked the silver-class planet devourer. However, the silver-class planet devourer's speed was extremely shocking. It kept flashing in the air, dodging the ice chain's attack and continued to attack Lu Ming. Void break, void break. Lu Ming's long spear burst out, instantly stabbing out more than a dozen times. This time, the silver planet devourer did not dodge. It waved its sharp claws and slashed at Lu Ming. Clang, clang. In an instant, the two of them had exchanged more than 10 moves. Lu Ming felt a terrifying power pass through his spear, causing his arm to go numb. He couldn't help but retreat. What a terrifying power! Lu Ming was secretly shocked. After the collision just now, Lu Ming was shocked to find that the power of this silver planet devourer was above his. He had transformed into an ancient god body, yet he was still being suppressed in terms of strength. Creak, creak. With a sharp cry, the devourer of the silver planet slashed its 2 sharp claws at Lu Ming like a storm. Lu Ming waved his long spear and fought with his opponent with all his strength. 9 ice chains were swung out continuously, but they were easily shattered by the opponent's sharp claws. However, Lu Ming had plenty of divine power. The ice chains were shattered, but they continued to condense. In this way, the cold air on the ice chains still had some effect on the devourer of the silver planet. The dragon's roar shook the sky. Lu Ming performed the divine dragon aspect art, and a 9-clawed dragon rushed out with a roar. Lu Ming used all his means and finally stabilized the situation. Lu Ming, let me help you. Ouyang Qingxiang stabilized her injuries, and her divine power surged. A huge green lotus appeared and pressed against the devourer of the silver planet. Endless sword qi continued to attack the devourer of the silver planet. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang joined forces and finally turned the tables. They finally began to gain the upper hand. Although the devourer of the silver planet was strong, it had to defend against Ouyang Qingxiang's attack and Lu Ming's attack at the same time. Moon slaying. Lu Ming waved his long spear and attacked the devourer of the silver planet. Bang! The devourer of the silver planet tried its best to resist, but it was blasted back a few thousand meters. Green Lotus Sword Realm. Ouyang Qingxiang pressed her hands together, and small green lotuses appeared around the devourer of the silver planet. Endless sword qi left wounds on the devourer of the silver planet. Besieged by Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang, The devourer of the silver planet finally lost and was completely suppressed. After a few more exchanges, Lu Ming's spear pierced through the devourer of the silver planet. Then Ouyang Qingxiang slashed out with her sword and beheaded the devourer of the silver planet. Huff! Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang exhaled a breath of relief. They finally dealt with the devourer of the silver planet. The strength of the devourer of the silver planet was beyond their imagination. It was too strong. Lu Ming could barely contend against it alone, and he was no match for the devourer of the silver planet. Together with Ouyang Qingxiang, they fought fiercely for a long time before killing the devourer of the silver planet. Lu Ming's body shrank and returned to his normal form. He felt a sense of weakness, which was caused by the exhaustion of his physical strength. Lu Ming had the quantifying character formula, and his divine power was endless. However, his physical strength was not divine power. Transforming into the ancient god form consumed a lot of physical strength. The longer he maintained it, the greater the consumption of his physical strength. Of course, as Lu Ming's divine body became stronger, his physical strength would also become stronger. Physical strength was related to the strength of the divine body, and it had nothing to do with divine power. "Let's leave this place and find a place to rest," Lu Ming said. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others nodded. The few of them left the place in a flash, found a secluded place, and stopped. Ouyang Qingxiang was ambushed by the devourer of the silver planet and suffered serious injuries. Lu Ming also needed to recover his physical strength. They stayed here for 2 days. After 2 days, everyone had recovered to their peak state. Next, we still have to be careful. Don't release too many divine crystals or gems, lest we attract too many planet devourers. Lu Ming suggested. Last time, they only attracted a silver planet devourer, and they almost fell into danger. If a few more silver planet devourers came, they would be in danger. If a gold planet devourer came, it would be even more terrifying. The silver planet devourer was already so powerful. One could imagine how powerful the gold planet devourer was. I didn't expect the planet devourer to be so powerful. I wonder how the Supreme Saint and Fuko Seiko's battle results are? Kong Chong sighed, a little worried. The planet devourer was too powerful. He and Lu Jie came in and didn't help much. He felt a little guilty. Don't think too much. Let's go. Ouyang Qingxiang patted Kong Chong and Lu Jie's shoulders and was about to leave. Wait a minute. Lu Ming suddenly called out. Brother Lu, what's wrong? Ouyang Qingxiang asked in surprise. Be careful. There's something underground. Lu Ming said with a solemn expression. There's something underground? Ouyang Qingxiang, Kong Chong, and Lu Jie's expressions changed as they focused their senses. Chapter 2867. Rumble. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others sensed for a while and indeed heard a dull sound coming from underground. It seemed that something was moving underground and was coming towards them. Lu Ming and the other 3 circulated their divine powers one after another, setting up defenses on their bodies as they focused their senses. Rumble. The rumbling from underground became louder and louder. Above. Lu Ming's face suddenly changed and he shouted. Bang. At this moment, the ground exploded and a golden light slashed towards Lu Ming. Lu Ming didn't have time to think. He waved his long spear and blocked in front of him. Clang. With a shocking sound, Lu Ming's body directly retreated and smashed through a mountain. Lu Ming! Said. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others were shocked. Don't worry about me, go to the sky. Lu Ming shouted and rushed out from the pile of rocks. A trace of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. At the same time, Ouyang Qingxiang and the others also rushed into the sky. Bang! The ground exploded and a behemoth appeared on the ground. Planet Devourer! The difference was that this planet devourer was extremely burly and stood on the ground. It was 30 meters tall and its whole body was golden. Planet Devourer of Gold. Lu Ming and the others trembled. Especially Kong Chong and Lu Jie, their faces were even paler. The planet Devourer of Gold actually took the initiative to find them. No, this planet devourer is injured. Look, there is a wound on its abdomen. Lu Ming suddenly said. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others looked carefully and indeed saw wounds on the planet Devourer. That seems to be a fist mark. What a terrifying strength. Who can leave a fist mark on the planet Devourer of Gold? Kong Chong said with a pale face. It's the Supreme Divine Fist. It was done by the Supreme Saint. This planet Devourer was probably injured by the Supreme Saint and escaped to our side. Ouyang Qingxiang said. An injured planet Devourer of Gold. Lu Ming's eyes flashed with a cold light. No wonder he had taken the attack earlier. He felt that although the power of the Golden Planet Devourer was strong, it was not too strong. After all, he had been caught off guard just now. Furthermore, he had blocked his opponent's attack in his normal state. Kill him, Lu Ming said coldly. Alright. Ouyang Qingxiang was also a decisive person. She nodded. A gold planet devourer was worth 50 points. One would need to kill 50 bronze planet devourers or 10 silver planet devourers to get that many points. Since they had encountered an injured gold devourer, they could not miss it. However, it was clear that they wanted to kill the golden planet devourer, and the golden planet devourer wanted to kill them. Squeak, squeak, the golden planet devourer let out a sharp cry. It stomped on the ground, causing the ground to explode. The Golden Planet Devourer transformed into several golden battle blades that soared into the sky and charged towards Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and the others. Kill! Lu Ming shouted as his body began to rapidly expand. He transformed into a 100-meter-tall ancient god and charged towards the Golden Planet Devourer with his spear. Green Lotus Sword Song. Ouyang Qingxiang also made her move. A sword chi as thick as a mountain slashed towards the Golden Planet Devourer. Boom! Boom! The attacks of the two sides collided and exploded with a violent explosion. Powerful chi spread out in all directions. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang's bodies shook as they floated back. However, the Golden Planet Devourer's body also floated back tens of thousands of meters. This move was evenly matched, but Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang's faces revealed joy. This Golden Planet Devourer was indeed injured, which seriously affected its combat strength. They could still contend against it. Green Lotus Sword Song, Sword Shakes the World. Ouyang Qingxiang shouted as her entire body was shrouded in green sword light. A huge green lotus appeared under her feet. The petals rotated and wrapped Ouyang Qingxiang inside. Ouyang Qingxiang's entire body seemed to have turned into a green sword chi that descended from the sky and slashed towards the Golden Planet Devourer. Ice Shackles, Divine Dragon Aspect, World Extinguishing 3 strikes. In an instant, Lu Ming used various divine skills and secret skills. All kinds of attacks rushed towards the Golden Planet Devourer at the same time. Zhi, the Golden Planet Devourer screamed. Its 2 front claws were like 2 golden blades. When it slashed out, 2 golden rays burst out. Boom! Boom! The attacks of both sides dissipated at the same time, but there was no pause. Both sides burst out with another round of attacks. In this kind of battle, Kong Chong and Lu Jie couldn't intervene at all. They could only wait at the side. They only saw 3 figures constantly flickering in the air, constantly colliding, triggering a terrifying wave of energy. Every time they collided, there would be a circle of energy ripples that spread in all directions. The two of them could only retreat again and again. Both sides fought to the death, fighting fiercely. Divine Dragon Aspect Art. Lu Ming roared, feeling the blood in his body boil. Waves of dragon roars came from his body. 2 consecutive dragon roars came out, and 2 9-clawed dragons appeared above Lu Ming's head. Lu Ming's Divine Dragon Aspect Art had a breakthrough at the critical moment, condensing 2 Divine Dragon Aspects in one go. The 2 9-clawed dragon aspects roared and rushed towards the Golden Planet Devourer from 2 directions. From the start of the battle until now, both sides had exchanged close to 100 moves. The Golden Planet Devourer was injured, and its combat power had weakened a lot. In addition, its injuries had flared up during the fierce battle. It was gradually losing to Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang. Saintess Qingxiang, trap it for a while. I will attack its injuries. Lu Ming transmitted his voice to Ouyang Qingxiang. Leave it to me. Ouyang Qingxiang replied. Green Lotus Sword Realm. Ouyang Qingxiang shouted. The battle sword in her hand danced in a mysterious posture. Endless green lotus sword chi burst out, forming a green lotus sword realm that pressed down on the golden planet devourer. The green lotus sword realm formed by endless sword chi. Although its attack power wasn't strong, its ability to trap the enemy wasn't weak. The golden planet devourer was suppressed by the green lotus sword realm. Although it waved its two front claws to break the green lotus sword realm, its movements were still stiff because of the endless sword chi. This was the opportunity that Lu Ming wanted. World-ending 3 strikes, sky-piercing. As one with the spear, Lu Ming turned into a dazzling spear light, piercing through the void and piercing towards the golden planet devourer. Moreover, Lu Ming's target was the fist mark on the golden planet devourer's chest. The golden planet devourer's body was covered with a layer of carapace. It was very hard to break. However, the carapace on its abdomen was the thinnest, and there were a few fist marks on it. This was its weakness. Lu Ming's spear accurately pierced one of the fist marks on the golden planet devourer's abdomen. Break for me! Lu Ming roared, and his divine power erupted crazily. Puchi! The spear finally pierced through the golden planet devourer's carapace. Chapter 2868. Lu Ming's spear pierced through the shell of the golden planet devourer. Powerful divine force rushed out and exploded inside the body of the golden planet devourer. Sweet! The golden planet devourer let out an ear-piercing scream as it waved its two front claws crazily and slashed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming's face changed. He didn't have time to pull out his spear and quickly retreated, avoiding the attack of the golden planet devourer. Boom! Boom! The golden planet devourer went completely crazy. Its front claws slashed crazily, instantly destroying the green lotus sword domain. Then, it turned into a golden stream of light and fled into the distance. This beast, what a strong vitality! Lu Ming was also shocked. Just now, his spear pierced through the opponent's body. Divine force erupted from the opponent's body, but it didn't kill it. Lu Ming, do we chase? Ouyang Qingxiang asked. Chase? Of course, let's go. Lu Ming said and chased in the direction of the golden planet devourer. The golden planet devourer was worth 50 points. Now that the opponent was seriously injured, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How could they miss it? If the golden planet devourer was in perfect condition, it would definitely be difficult to kill it. Let's go! Ouyang Qingxiang, Kong Chong, Lu Jie, and the others also chased after Lu Ming. The two sides flew hundreds of thousands of miles in the blink of an eye. Lu Ming used the 9 Heavens Garuda technique, and his speed was extremely fast. He slowly closed the distance between him and the golden planet devourer. But at this moment, the golden planet devourer rushed into a cave on the ground and disappeared. Lu Ming's face changed and rushed into the cave. But the next moment, Lu Ming had to stop, because the cave was densely packed and crisscrossed like a maze. The golden planet devourer had disappeared without a trace. What a pity! Lu Ming sighed. The opponent actually escaped and missed out on 50 points. Lu Ming flew out of the cave. Ouyang Qingxiang, Kong Chong, and Lu Jie chased after him. Lu Ming, how is it? Ouyang Qingxiang asked. There are passageways under this cave. The golden planet devourer disappeared after entering the cave. Lu Ming shook his head and smiled. It can't escape. Lu Jie suddenly spoke. Yes, I was born with a starry sky seal. Its greatest function is to track. When you were fighting, I secretly attached a starry sky seal to the golden planet devourer. I can track its whereabouts with the starry sky seal. Lu Jie said confidently. For real? Lu Ming was delighted. It's true. Lu Jie has indeed mastered the starry sky seal. Ouyang Qingxiang said. All right, then let's track him immediately. He won't be easy to deal with once he recovers from his injuries. Lu Ming said. Lu Jie nodded and began to perform the seal technique. Starlight constantly shone on her body, forming a mysterious rune. This was something that Lu Jie had since she was born. Lu Ming was secretly amazed. There were indeed all kinds of people in the primitive universe. It's here, let's go. After a while, Lu Jie spoke and flew in a direction. Everyone followed Lu Jie. They had been tracking for more than half a day before finally stopping above a dark crack. I can feel that the golden planet devourer is under this crack, Lu Jie said. Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and the rest looked at the crack. The crack wasn't wide and dark. They couldn't see what was below, but it could be seen that this crack was very deep. Why do I vaguely feel a sense of crisis? Ouyang Qingxiang frowned. I have the same feeling. I'm afraid there are other planet devourers below. Lu Ming said. Then what should we do? Ouyang Qingxiang asked. Unknowingly, Ouyang Qingxiang had paid more attention to Lu Ming's opinion. How about this? The two of us will go down. Kong Chong and Lu Jie will stay above. Lu Ming said. He and Ouyang Qingxiang were powerful and had many trump cards. If they encountered any situation, they could save their lives. If Kong Chong and Lu Jie went down, it would be dangerous. How can the two of us stay above alone? We have to go down together. That's right. Kong Chong and Lu Jie spoke, showing their loyalty to Ouyang Qingxiang. No need, you two stay above. Ouyang Qingxiang waved her hand, leaving no room for doubt. Kong Chong and Lu Jie could only nod in agreement. However, Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang couldn't go down immediately. Because Lu Ming had transformed into the ancient god body, his stamina was severely exhausted and hadn't recovered yet. Lu Ming sat cross-legged in the air and took out a few divine pills to swallow. This kind of divine pill could restore stamina very quickly. If Lu Ming recovered normally, it would take 2 days for his stamina to return to his peak. But with this kind of divine pill, Lu Ming recovered to his peak in just 2 hours. Let's go! Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang stepped out and floated down the crack. The two of them didn't dare to be careless and activated their defensive divine skills to cover their bodies. Lu Ming activated the 9-layered scarlet gold armor, and a scarlet gold battle armor covered his body. As for Ouyang Qingxiang, a green lotus covered her body. The fissure was very deep. The two of them kept going down, and the deeper they went, the bigger and wider the space below became. Suddenly, an ear-piercing sound came from the walls on both sides of the crack. Careful, Lu Ming warned. Before Lu Ming's voice faded, the wall on one side suddenly exploded, and a silver light slashed toward Lu Ming. Silver Planet Devourer. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed, and his spear stabbed out. The spear from before was lost on the Gold Planet Devourer. However, Lu Ming had more than one spear on him. Before this, Lu Ming had already bought several spears, and they were all high-grade divine artifacts that were specially used by heavenly gods. Clang! The spear collided with the Silver Planet Devourer, and a violent explosion erupted. Both of them quickly retreated. Green Lotus Sword Song. Ouyang Qingxiang seized the opportunity and charged over. Her sword chi covered the Silver Planet Devourer. At the same time, Lu Ming performed the Divine Dragon aspect art, and 2 9-clawed dragons pounced on the Silver Planet Devourer. At the same time, Lu Ming performed the Armageddon 3 strikes and attacked the Silver Planet Devourer. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang joined forces, and Lu Ming's strength had increased a little, and they soon began to suppress the Silver Planet Devourer. Seeing that they were about to join forces to kill the Silver Planet Devourer, another sharp cry came from not far away. Then, another silver light flashed, and another Silver Planet Devourer charged toward them. Not good. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang's face sank. There were actually 2 Silver Planet Devourers here. The two of them could deal with 1 Silver Planet Devourer, but it would be difficult to deal with 2. Chapter 2869. The Planet Devourer at the back pounced on Ouyang Qingxiang, while the Silver Planet Devourer at the front attacked Lu Ming with all its might. Lu Ming attacked with all his might, but he could only fight to a draw with the Silver Planet Devourer. However, Ouyang Qingxiang was no match for it. She was completely suppressed by the Planet Devourer at the back and was in a precarious situation. In a moment of carelessness, Ouyang Qingxiang was struck by the sharp claws of the Silver Planet Devourer. It directly tore through her protective green lotus and nearly sliced her in half. Although Ouyang Qingxiang successfully dodged it, a bloody wound still appeared on her body and blood flowed out. Not good. Lu Ming frowned. But now, he was entangled by a silver planet devourer and could only protect himself. It was almost impossible for him to rescue her. Ouyang Qingxiang was injured, and the situation was even more dangerous. She was forced to retreat again and again by the northern silver planet devourer. Green Lotus recovery. Ouyang Qingxiang's eyes revealed a decisive look. She shouted and her body emitted a dazzling light. Endless sword qi gathered into a huge green lotus and enveloped Ouyang Qingxiang. Clang, clang. The silver planet devourer's sharp claws continuously slashed on the green lotus. The green lotus kept shaking and sparks flew, but it was still blocked. However, the silver planet devourer attacked crazily. Its two sharp claws were like lightning, slashing out hundreds of attacks in an instant. The green lotus around Ouyang Qingxiang's body shook more and more violently. If this continued, she wouldn't be able to hold on for long. What should I do? Lu Ming was thinking of countermeasures while fighting the silver planet devourer. Ouyang Qingxiang definitely wouldn't be able to hold on for long. If this continued, defeat was only a matter of time. Now, there was only one way in front of Lu Ming, and that was to ignite the ancient god's heart. If he ignited the ancient god's heart, Lu Ming's strength would definitely skyrocket, but the consequences were also very serious. After the ancient god's heart was ignited, it would turn into nothingness. It was even hard to say if Lu Ming could still transform into the ancient god's body in the future. It was very likely that after the ancient god's heart was ignited, he wouldn't be able to transform into the ancient god's body in the future. That would be a great loss to Lu Ming. However, if she didn't ignite the ancient god's heart, Ouyang Qingxiang would very likely die here. Lu Ming hesitated for a moment. Bang, bang. The silver planet devourer's attacks rained down on Ouyang Qingxiang's green lotus, causing it to vibrate more and more violently. Gotcha. Finally, a crack appeared on the green lotus, and the number of cracks increased rapidly. I don't care. Lu Ming gritted his teeth. Under such circumstances, he couldn't just leave them to die. Lu Ming decided to start burning his ancient god heart. But right at this moment, the green lotus around Ouyang Qingxiang exploded. At the same time, a powerful aura burst forth. Without a doubt, this aura belonged to Ouyang Qingxiang. However, it was much stronger than before. This is the 5th level of the celestial god realm. Lu Ming was stunned. At the critical moment, Ouyang Qingxiang actually broke through, breaking through to the 5th level of the celestial deity realm in one go. In the celestial deity realm, the gap between each level was huge. With each breakthrough, one's battle prowess would increase by a large margin. Not to mention a genius like Ouyang Qingxiang. With a breakthrough in her cultivation, the power of her secret arts and divine skills would also skyrocket. Swoosh! A green sword qi bloomed from Ouyang Qingxiang's hand and slashed at the silver planet devourer. Clang! Sparks flew in all directions. The silver planet devourer was sent flying by Ouyang Qingxiang, crashing into a wall. Green Lotus Sword Song, kill! Ouyang Qingxiang shouted. Dazzling sword lights burst out and slashed at the silver planet devourer. When she was a level 4 celestial god, Ouyang Qingxiang's strength wasn't as strong as the silver planet devourer. However, after her breakthrough, her strength was completely above the silver planet devourer, and even above Lu Ming. Rays of sword light enveloped the silver planet devourer. The situation was completely different from before. Previously, Ouyang Qingxiang was suppressed by the silver planet devourer, but now, Ouyang Qingxiang was completely suppressing the silver planet devourer. Clang, clang. The sword light clashed with the silver planet devourer. After dozens of clashes, Ouyang Qingxiang seized the opportunity and slashed open the silver planet devourer's abdomen, severely injuring it. Then, a ray of sword light swept out and killed the silver planet devourer. After killing the silver planet devourer, Ouyang Qingxiang rushed toward Lu Ming and the silver planet devourer that was fighting with Lu Ming. With the two of them working together, they naturally crushed a planet devourer. After a few moves, they killed the planet devourer. Then, they kept the heads of the 2 silver planet devourers. Saintess Jingxiang, you're amazing. You broke through at the critical moment. Lu Ming smiled. I was lucky this time. Just now, I had no choice but to risk my life. I didn't expect to succeed. Ouyang Qingxiang smiled. With Ouyang Qingxiang's breakthrough, they were more confident. As long as they didn't encounter too many silver planet devourers at once, they had nothing to fear. Therefore, they slowly descended. Next, they didn't encounter any planet devourers. It seemed that the 2 silver planet devourers from before were all the planet devourers. Not long after, the 2 finally arrived at the bottom of the crevice. Below the crevice was a huge underground space. It was very spacious, and there were passages that led in all directions. On one side of the space, they saw the golden planet devourer. It was the one that was injured by them before. At this moment, the spear that Lu Ming stabbed into the golden planet devourer had been pulled out by him and thrown aside. Its wound had stopped bleeding, but its breath was still very weak. Lu Ming's divine power exploded in its body, blowing up the internal organs of the golden planet devourer. If it wasn't for its strong vitality, it would have died. Seeing Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang, the golden planet devourer let out a sharp cry. Its eyes were filled with resentment and cold killing intent. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang slowly approached the golden planet devourer, preparing to launch a fatal attack. At this moment, a sharp cry could be heard from a passageway on the side. Afterward, Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang saw a huge planet devourer crawling out. This planet devourer's body was also golden. It was another gold planet devourer. Moreover, this one seemed to be in its peak state and wasn't injured. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang's expressions changed drastically. Even if Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang joined forces, they might not be a match for a gold planet devourer in its peak state. Not good, let's retreat. Lu Ming transmitted his voice to Ouyang Qingxiang. The 2 of them soared into the sky, intending to leave this place. They are tuning in to the Han Li's Immortal Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.